Today's presentation will focus on the final WebQuest that I completed for this course. So the introduction to the WebQuest is calling all fourth grade South Mountain engineers and scientists. The state of New Jersey needs your help. There are multiple projects happening across the state that require the engineering design process. Since we have learned and used this process frequently here at South Mountain, state officials ask that you engineer and program using our Lego We Do kits to help with the following tasks. So I broke up the task into 5 different sections: pulling, speed, robust structures, flooding, drop, and rescue. And each of these actually relate to current New Jersey issues that are happening across the state now. So for instance, for pulling, that division of solid and hazardous waste needs this group to create and program a robot to investigate the effects of balanced and unbalanced forces of an object. They're going to be actually building a robot that can pull solid waste. For speed, speeding is a really big issue here in New Jersey. So this group is actually going to be creating and programming a race car to investigate what factors make cars go faster. And then for robust structures, earthquakes are also a big issue. So the Department of Human Affairs is going to help with making sure that for this group that they're building structures that can withstand natural disasters, especially with earthquakes, maybe not so much in New Jersey, but also like overall in the other states and the country. For flooding, the Department Office of Emergency Management, there's a lot of flooding here that happens. So this group is going to be brainstorming multiple solutions to prevent water from flooding and affecting areas and actually creating a floodgate. And drop and rescue, the same thing for the Department Office of Emergency Management. This group is going to be creating a device to safely actually move people and animals to an area and to also give these living things the necessities to survive different emergencies. So each group is going to be planning, sketching their designs, building, programming, documenting their progress using the engineering design process, which is something that we use a lot at the South Mountain. So I have here for tasks, the class is divided up into 20 students. So there's going to be 5 different groups with 4 people in each group. And the groups are listed below here with group numbers, the topic, and then they're going to actually be able to pick their own roles once they get into those groups. But before they do that, they actually have to create and do an inventory sheet that they're going to be handing in first, because that's what we usually do to start off the robotics program that we have, so the kids get used to the pieces and where the pieces are. But I have here for tasks that goes through that they're going to be doing that first, goes into their different actual roles and jobs, and then making sure that they focus on teamwork, 21st century skills such as communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, and then a checklist here, making sure that they're on task with everything they need to do, hand into me, and scaffolding knowledge for Bloom's taxonomy. So they're not just memorizing information and reiterating facts, they're actually evaluating, analyzing, and also creating. So I'm going to get into here for more about the process. So like I mentioned before, each group is going to get their own box that they're going to be completing an inventory sheet for and also be able to sort their pieces. And then there's a process here on how they're going to do that, checking, make sure they have everything. If they're missing anything, we have a missing bins material in my room that they're going to go check. And then after they complete that, they're going to pick their specific role. So I have here expert 1, the diligent designer and drawer, is going to be actually sketching 3 different designs using this Ziteboard app on the Chromebooks that they can use the touchscreen for to label and making sure they have the correct pieces and measurements. And then they're going to take those sketches, they're going to screenshot them, they're going to put them in a Google Drive folder, share it with the rest of the group members, and making sure that they have that really critical step of the planning for the engineering design process. I also have resources here, guiding questions, the website, and Ziteboard directions for that particular student. And then going back to the other jobs, so after the diligent designer and drawer job, we have the job of the builder, the beneficial builder. So for that particular individual, they're going to be focusing on creating and improving those steps of the engineering design process. And keep in mind that each group has a different role for New Jersey. So one is pulling, one is robust structures. So there's going to be 5 of these different roles throughout the class. So 5 beneficial builders, 5 documenters, 5 planners. And then for this particular student, they're going to be building. So they're going to be using an app as a guide that we have on the iPads for the WeDos. And they're going to be using different materials based on what they just planned. Here are the resources guiding questions for that group, along with some videos. And then the next role that we have is for the programmer, the passionate programmer. So that individual student in each of those groups, pulling, speed, robust structures, flooding, and drop and rescue, is going to be programming using a language we call Blockly that they've used in class for other projects and other assignments. And they're going to be programming their robot to complete the tasks that they have in that group. Here's some resources, videos, guiding questions to help with that particular student. And then last but not least, we have the dependable documenter, and that person's going to be documenting pretty much everything that the group is doing, taking pictures and videos, putting into a Google Slides presentation. That particular individual is also going to be the one that creates the Google Drive folder in the beginning, so they're really keeping track and everyone organized. And I have here resources, how to create Google Slides, the folder, and some guiding questions. Moving right along to evaluation, because there's 4 different roles and each of the roles is kind of unique, I created 4 different rubrics. So the students are going to be scored individually based on their job. So diligent designer, beneficial builder, passionate programmer, dependable documenter. And then on the bottom of all these rubrics are the same group work score. So students can receive up to 24 points, and then you'll see here like all the different topics that the students are going to be assessed on based on whatever their job is. So it's very unique to their job. And then for conclusion, I have here, after they completed the WebQuest, they're going to be actually doing a presentation to the class when everyone finishes, how these issues are actually relevant and current in today's New Jersey, across the country. And then I have here some takeaways from each of the different topics and some questions for discussion, which also relate a lot to those NGSS standards that they've covered. In addition, I have credits here, so special thank you to the Milburn Education Foundation for providing us with these LEGO WeDos. Thank you, Professor, for helping with this WebQuest and also throughout the semester with your help. And thank you for the Buddy Check too, for my partner. Here are some article website research sources, picture sources, video sources that I have, all links here. And then for teachers page, I covered that the abstract, so students use the LEGO WeDos for the robotics part of the curriculum, and it goes through a lot of these current related science terms that are impacting today's society. Essential questions are listed here. We have some performance objectives which students are going to be doing and accomplishing. We have standards. For TPAC integration, especially down here, students do have the technological knowledge, robotics, coding, digital presentation skills, collaborating, content knowledge for science in order to be able to solve this WebQuest and create and do these projects. And then for SAMR integration, students are really starting from basic sketching, working their way to building, coding, and also the digital presentation. And I have here modifications to the lesson. So for ELL students and special needs students, making sure I provide visuals and pictures and different definitions, and gifted and talented students, what are some ways that we can advance this in the future? Thank you for watching.